Welcome to Wisdom Whispers. Ever wonder how the English language came to be? Well, it's spoken by over 1 billion people today. Its incredible story stretches back thousands of years. Let's dive into a brief history of English. Our journey starts around 4500 BC with a group of nomadic people on the steppes of what is now southern Russia. They spoke a language we call Proto-Indo-European, as these tribes migrated across Europe and Asia over thousands of years. Their language fractured and evolved, planting the seeds for hundreds of modern languages, including English. This ancient tongue is the great-great-grandparent of everything from Spanish and Russian to Hindi, and, of course, our own. Fast forward to the 5th century AD. The Roman Empire had withdrawn from Britain, leaving it vulnerable. 3 Germanic tribes, the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes sailed across the North Sea and settled in the land. Their dialects blended together to form what we now call Old English, or Anglo-Saxon. If you heard it today, you wouldn't recognize it at all. It sounded harsh, guttural, and was written in an alphabet called the Futhorc, or runes. Words from this era form the core of our modern vocabulary basic. Everyday terms like water, earth, house, food, sleep, and love. It was the language of the epic poem Beowulf, a tale of heroes and monsters that gives us a fascinating glimpse into their world. Just as Old English was getting comfortable, a new wave of invaders arrived, the Vikings. Starting in the late 8th century, these Norse-speaking raiders from Scandinavia began to attack and eventually settle in parts of Britain. For a while, Old English and Old Norse were spoken side by side, instead of one language conquering the other. They merged. This was easy because the languages were already related. The Vikings gave English over 2,000 words, many of which are essential today. Think about words like sky, leg, skin, egg, give, and take. They even gave us pronouns like they, them, and their, which simplified English grammar. The Viking influence made English a more direct and rugged language. The year 1066 marks the single most important event in the history of English, the Norman Conquest. William the Conqueror, from Normandy in France, invaded and seized the English throne. The new ruling class spoke Norman French, which became the language of the government, law, art, and high society. English didn't disappear. It just went underground, spoken by the common folk. For the next 300 years, England was a bilingual country. This collision of languages created Middle English. Thousands of French words flooded into the vocabulary, especially in areas like food, fashion, and administration. This is why we have pork from the French, but swine from the English, or beef versus cow. Geoffrey Chaucer, the author of the Canterbury Tales, is the most famous writer of this period. His work shows a language that is starting to look much more like the English we recognize. The next major shift began around 1500 with the start of the early modern English period. 2. Game-changing inventions accelerated this evolution: the Renaissance and the printing press. The Renaissance sparked a renewed interest in classical Greek and Latin, and thousands of new words for science, medicine, and art were coined from these ancient languages. Meanwhile, William Caxton's printing press, introduced to England in 1476, made books accessible and affordable. This helped to standardize spelling and grammar, because printers in London chose one dialect to be the standard. And then there was Shakespeare. His incredible creativity and playful use of language added at least 1,700 new words and countless phrases to English, like eyeball, swagger. All that glitters is not gold, and break the ice. It's the language of the King James Bible, and Shakespeare's plays rich, poetic, and increasingly powerful. From the 17th century onwards, English went global. The British Empire expanded across the planet, taking the English language with it to North America, Australia, India, and Africa. As English encountered new cultures, it did what it has always done best. It borrowed words. From Hindi, we got shampoo and jungle. From African languages, zombie and jazz. Native American languages gave us moose and raccoon. This era also saw the rise of dictionaries and grammar books as people tried to formalize the language and set down rules. Dr. Samuel Johnson's A Dictionary of the English Language, published in 1755, was a monumental effort to catalog and define English words. And that brings us to modern English. The version we speak today, it continues to be a living, breathing entity, constantly changing. The rise of the United States as a global superpower, the scientific and technological revolutions, and the birth of the internet have all shaped the language in the 20th and 21st centuries. New words are born every day from pop culture, social media, and technology. Selfie, app, meme. These are words our grandparents would never have known. English is now the world's unofficial lingua franca, the language of international business, aviation, and science. Its story is a testament to its incredible flexibility and its ability to absorb, adapt, and innovate. From a small island dialect to a global language, English is truly a linguistic marvel, shaped by migration, conquest, technology, and the creativity of its speakers, people just like you. Thanks for joining us on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Wisdom Whispers for more stories about our amazing world. See you next time.